Oregon Governor Tine Kotek is celebrating the end of the legislature's 2024 short session and sharing her thoughts on what is still needed to best serve Oregonians. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ariel Yakabazi in for Matt and Renee. KEZI 9 News reporter Albert James is joining us live in the studio tonight with what the governor talked about in her post-session press conference this morning. Albert, she praised legislators for what they accomplished in less than 30 days.
Yeah, that's right, Ariel. The governor says lawmakers on both sides of the aisle came together to tackle big issues, including education, campaign finance reform, and housing accessibility. But one of the big issues she highlighted today was addiction, namely House Bill 4002, which rolls back some of the drug decriminalization efforts passed by voters with Measure 110. One local addiction services provider hopes the bill doesn't roll back the accomplishments they've made.
The legislature's work this session is but one step in making sure we help Oregonians suffering from addiction while also ensuring community safety.
Governor Kotek on Thursday reiterated her intent to sign House Bill 4002, which establishes a new drug enforcement misdemeanor charge for drug possession, while also giving counties the option to establish a pathway where police could send violators to a behavioral health program instead of court. The governor says the state will work to make sure local officials have the resources to enforce the standards equitably and make any adjustments to meet people's needs as they come up.
This is not a one and done conversation. This is, here's the next path. Can we implement it? And are people going to do what they say they were going to do?
At Eugene's HIV Alliance, Executive Director Renee Yandel has been closely following House Bill 4002. She says funding for Measure 110 has helped them greatly as they see effective outcomes from their harm reduction services.
You know, syringe exchange is an opportunity to be a bridge for people to other services, and Measure 110 allowed us to hire peers who could be that bridge for people.
Yandel says there is nothing in 4002 that would reduce funding to programs like hers, but is concerned the state could get into Measure 110 funds to implement 4002. She's also concerned that drug criminalization may not be effective in treating addiction, but says the bill addresses a big challenge of Measure 110.
Increasing access to medication-assisted treatment for folks and removing the barriers for that are going to be really good changes for our participants, because that's one of the big gaps that we see for people is that, you know, before Measure 110 and after Measure 110, we still don't have enough treatment options.
And as for when House Bill 4002 would be signed into law, Governor Kotek says she's waiting on a signing letter from the legislature outlining the legislation's intent and their next steps. Reporting live in studio tonight, Albert James, KEZI 9 News.
All right, Albert, thank you for that breakdown.